Okay, so you feel all this love, right?
Yes.
Because they know that you're helping people, but it does get really intense on the show.
Well, yeah. I consider the show kind of a life or death situation, so in a time frame. You know, we have maybe a week, and so it does get intense.
Do you ever worry? I mean, well,
oh, this is the Olympics clip. This is a trip to Disneyland compared to the clip.
yeah, compared to what they have to go
compared to what usually goes on.
How do you decide if someone's weight, you know, when you see people that are obese and in an extreme way from what we're used to seeing someone work out at a certain weight, but you guys just go ahead and these people are really working out physically, whereas most of them probably wouldn't have been walking even a lot during the day.
Well, often with people, they have no concept, and this is obese or, you know, your average Joe. We generally, as human beings, have no concept of what our potential really is, whether it's physical, emotional, psychological, professional. And so we have the supervision of doctors, there's a medic on set, and we know exactly how far we can push them, and we push them to the limits, and it works. And I think that when they break out of that comfort zone and what they believe about themselves and who they are, it's what changes them, not just physically, but emotionally.
What was the first person you trained? How did you first get hooked? Tell us a little bit about that, because there's something obviously really driving you, besides the fame, power, and money.
I'm like, let's see, fame sucks, power, good, bad, money, good. Yes, like,
buy your way out of the first two,
money good these days. Let's see, I first started by accident. I was 17 years old. I had graduated high school early, and I was training for my black belt at the time. And that's really where I developed a passion and an understanding of how fitness changes your life in every facet. Because when you're strong physically, you're strong in every other area.
It's so true, isn't it? Yeah.
So my mom, of course, being the rational, smart one in the family, was like, honey, you should get certified. I was just doing it, just training people.
Did you lose weight in that time then? That changed your life as well.
I lost most of my weight from 13 to 15.
So what was your, may I ask?
Yeah.
Like if there's a little girl out there that's watching us that at 13 years old is overweight, what was your number?
I was 175 pounds and I was 5 feet tall, so that's about 60, that's a hot picture, isn't it?
But you know what?
I think a nose job too, which, God.
Well, if a little girl is watching, though, you can make a huge difference in saying, you know what, this happens to people, and you can make a choice and work one moment at a time at changing it.
That's the hope, so, you know, living proof kind of a thing, but you get to a point where you're no longer, you know, people don't believe it, it's such a long time ago, and that's why I think the contestants have such an important role, because now it's their job. You know, people are living vicariously through their transformations, and I make that very clear to them when I first meet them.
Jillian, will you stay and take questions from the audience?
I would love to.
Okay, that'll be great. So when we come back, Jillian's going to take questions from the audience, so stay tuned. Okay, we're back with Jillian Michaels. So, Jillian, you're going to answer questions from the audience. Thank you so much for sticking around to do this. Okay, who's up first?
Hi.
Hi,
this
Jennifer.
is for all the mommies. After having babies, you get that pouch in the front that you never lose. You lose it everywhere else, and then you still have this little pouch. How do you get rid of that?
Quite honestly, when it comes to losing overall weight, the process is the same. You've got to watch how many calories you're eating, and you have to exercise. And if you get the fat off and you still feel like my abs haven't gone back the way, this happens to a lot of women, the muscles stretch out and they don't always go back exactly the same. I recommend mat Pilates. It's a great way to rehabilitate the muscles.
I have to say, the mat Pilates for me, that is an amazing
great for core
exercise, because it does. Your abs, your core gets so strong that your whole body starts to change. It's one of the best, I think.
But watch what you're eating.
Thank you.
Gotta do both.
Aww.
Shake the finger at you.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm Nita, and you always hear advice on how to lose those last 10 pounds. How do I gain those pounds?
Really?
Move in with me for a week.
I weighed the same thing, 110 pounds, for over 50 years.
Gosh, that's a good question.
Well, this is a good problem for you to have, though. I personally would pay any amount of money to have your problem, so good for you. That is not my specialty, but the answer is very simple. eat more calories. So, have you made efforts to eat nutrient-dense, calorie-dense foods like nuts,
Yes.
protein
Almonds,
shakes?
walnuts.
And
Nita, is your whole
cream.
family like that?
No, they're just the opposite. I think I'm adopted.
So is that just, it can't be metabolism.
It's possible that you could
possible,
be
but part of it.
hyperthyroid. Have you ever had your thyroid checked and you're not hyperthyroid? Okay, then quite honestly, have somebody do a body scan on you, or have somebody check your active metabolic rate, so that, let's say you're burning 3,000 calories in a day. As much as I don't envy you, you would have to eat, let's say, 3,500 calories a day, and that's when you shoot for things like nut butters and good fats, adding olive oil to your food, because fat is calorie dense, where carbs and protein are 4 calories a gram, fat is 9. So shoot for those healthy fats, and that will help you up your calories, but at least know the math.
All right, thank you so much.
My pleasure. That's a good problem to have.
I know.
Yeah.
A high-class problem. Hi, welcome.
Hi, I'm Kaya Sexton, and I'm 14 years old, and I love sweets, and I was wondering what I can eat that has less calories and that tastes the same.
Oh, God. I love
question. I love that
sweets,
question.
too. There's a couple different ways.
You look it.
But there's a couple different ways you can play this.
Okay.
Every day, I have at least 200 or 300 calories of something that I love, but I will pick a healthier thing. So I'll have organic dark chocolate instead of a crappy candy bar, because the quality of your calories make a big difference with regard to your metabolism. So the first thing you can do is there's a 20-80 rule. Let's say you're eating 1,600 calories a day, 1,800 calories a day. Make 20% of that anything you want. So if it's sweets, a lot for that. My advice to you is try to make it better quality. Make it organic ice cream instead of some chemical, fat-free, blah, blah, blah. Again, because the quality of your food matters. And then you can also practice something called volumetrics, where you pick something that's lower in calories, but still tastes great. This would never work for me, but you could go with like a fruit salad or a healthy protein shake. I would rather be dead, but some people get their sweet tooth that way. I would just say pick the thing you love and make it 20% of your daily calorie allowance, and you'll be more than fine.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
Now, what for you, I know Debbie's next. Just 1 second, Debbie, I just want to ask you, do you count calories, or you're over that, of course, or you just kind of know, or do you know how many you kind of do in a day?
No, I count calories, every day.
So what are you, 1,500?
No, I do. When I work out.
Oh, well, you're working out.
When I'm exercising, I'm at about 2,000, but I actually eat now, because the foods I eat are so clean, I can eat 2,000 calories and my body's leaner than it's up, but I also take supplements. And I have days where I don't get, weeks where I don't get to the gym personally because of my schedule, but I'm active and I eat really good quality food.
Right.
So it makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's common sense, too. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jillian.
Hi.
I was wondering, what is the greatest impact that consuming alcohol has when you're trying to eat healthy?
Oh, boy. Gosh, there are so many different things.
But red wine
I
is
could
considered
say.
a vegetable, isn't it?
Yes. So tequila comes from a cactus, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's good. Write that down. Have a bottle of olive oil and a bottle of tequila in the morning. You're good to go. Because that advice isn't going to come back to haunt me. So let me give you a straight answer. Alcohol has a lot of negative impacts, especially when it comes to weight loss, because number one, it impairs your willpower. So if you go to dinner and you're thinking you're going to be good, a glass of wine, maybe 2 later, suddenly you're sharing dessert, and then you may even
Bringing home the waiter.
Yeah. That burns calories, though. We're okay with that. That will burn.
That's my exercise. I keep
300
forgetting.
calories for average effort. Make a note of that.
And the younger, the more workout.
Exactly.
Really, what's your favorite, what's your booze of choice?
Well, I normally don't turn much down, but I do like my wine. And I was wondering, Bonnie, have you been spying on me in the restaurant?
Oh, my God. Oh, why? The waiters, too? What the heck is wrong with you?
Oh, boy.
No, what is it, like red wine, white wine? Is it
White wine. I like Chardonnay.
Oh, white wine. Is that like shoving a loaf of bread in your mouth?
No, not exactly. This is actually a little more complicated. White wine, though, on the other hand, if you had 1 glass, can actually lower